Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and you'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is October 14th, 2021. It is Thursday. You can see here the S&P 500 is up 1.63%. The Dow is up 1.5%, and the NASDAQ is up 1.68%. So it is a nice green day in the market today. Everything is pretty much up today. It is a very good day, very good way to finish out our week, it looks like. Hopefully tomorrow is the same, and we finish out the week on a good note after the past couple weeks we've been having a correction in the market. So this would be a good way to finish the week out. All right, so let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Sunworks. I've covered this one time before. I'll provide a link in the upper right-hand corner to that video if you want to go back and take a look at that to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right about now, and you could go back and check that video out. But right now, currently, at the time of this recording, Sunworks is trading at $6.48. It's down 19 cents on the day, which is the equivalent of about 2.85%. On the week, this stock is up 12.31%. On the month, it's still down 2.7%. And in the past 3 months, this stock is down 28.63%. In the past year, however, this stock is still up 105.06%. Okay, so you could see from the chart here, if you got in over a year ago, you are still up a lot from where this stock came from. But in the past couple months, you're down. Okay, so coming from the all-time highs here, from $29.37, which we hit on January 25th, that was the all-time high. You have seen this stock slowly bleed off, okay? You see the big run-up, and it was almost just straight up, okay? Coming from right around the 1st of January, the 1st of this year, this stock shot straight up in a matter of about 3 weeks. Basically a 3-week run where this thing just shot straight up. Pretty much, I would say right after the election, it looks like. Right after the election of Joe Biden, you could see, he's really, the Democrats, getting elected was a big thing for these EV stocks and these, green energy plays. So that was a big thing for them, causing these stocks to really go crazy right around the time of the election, early this year and late last year. So that's what caused the big run up. But you could see, as fast as this thing went up, it just slowly bled out right after that. So this thing went straight up, going from right around, right before the run-up on January 1st, it was trading around $5. It went from $5 to $29.37 in a matter of a month, okay? So you could see how fast this thing went up with no consolidation on the way up. Just pretty much all green candles in here. There's 2 red candles in here and just all green candles. No consolidation on the way up. And you could see that after that, you're seeing it just bleed out slowly. But let's take a look at our chart here, okay? You can see I have a line up here. Our top resistance point is going to be around $24.41. That's where we need to get back to and close above and hold if we want to see this thing make new highs, okay? We've never been able to close above there before. We've gotten above there intraday, but we've never been able to close a day out above $24.41. So we need to be able to close above there in the future. Okay, now going down, you could see we have another resistance point around $17.12. That is where we've gotten stopped out in the past. You could see after the big initial drop from the all-time highs, we tried to bounce and get back to this area, but we got stopped out around $17.12. Okay, so that point will act as resistance. You saw we had a little bit of support there coming off that all-time high. We did have a nice bounce there, but it did not hold, okay? So that'll be resistance in the future, so we'll have to watch that price point if we do make it up to that point again, all right? So just keep that in mind. Going down our chart, you could see $11.80 will be resistance also. We had some support on the way down there. Okay, you could see a little bit of consolidation along that area at $11.80, and then it ultimately dropped from that area. But we did have another bounce, and we got back up to $11.80 to ultimately get rejected off of that area. So that former support that we had there turned into resistance, and now we will have to fight through that resistance if we do make it back up to that area in the future. So we'll keep that area in mind also. You should have that marked on your chart if you are marking this out at home. Okay, now going down our chart, we had our support at $7.40. That looked like it was going to hold throughout this correction we were having from the all-time highs. You could see as this slowly bled out, it looked like that $7.40 area of support was going to hold. You could see we did drop there. We had a nice bounce off there. We hit that $11.80 area. It got rejected, and it looked like we were consolidating a little bit along that $7.40 area, but then we did fall below there just recently around the beginning of September. As you could see, this downtrend line was just driving us lower and lower and lower as we were making lower highs and lower lows, and you know, it just kept driving us lower and lower and ultimately led us below that $7.40 support area. And I think I talked about that on our last video. I think we were on the verge of dropping below this $7.40 area, and I talked about this trend line. The stock was going to have to make a decision. It was right around this area, and I think it was just about, you know, to either break that support or it was going to have to break higher above this trend line. And I think ultimately what it did was it fell below this trend line and kept going lower. Okay, so now what we've seen here is we've seen it drop below our 740 support. It looks like we bottomed out here around $5.50. As you can see back here, that was a former support in the past, or actually it was former resistance. You could see, you know, we had a little bit of trouble right before we took off here. Actually, that was what I pointed out right here. Right before that big run up around January 1st, that was resistance here. Once we broke that resistance, that's when the stock really took off, right around $5.50. And that was our former resistance. Now that has turned into support here. And that's ultimately where it looks like we have bottomed out for now. And it looks like we have broken our downtrend here. This red line that I have marked, it looks like we have popped above there and we might have reversed. So another thing I wanted to point out on our chart was this green trend line we were following. And I just wanted to point this out real quick. I really should have erased this off of our chart, but I just wanted to show you, you know, what it looks like when a trend is broken and how important that is on a chart. Okay, you could see our stock was following this uptrend for a while on our daily chart here, okay? But once it broke this trend, and this was back in July here, okay? you could see we finally broke our uptrend here. And this was on July 14th. You could see it broke our uptrend. And that's when, if you were trading this stock, you could have opened a short position and you would have made a lot of money right here, because you could see, how far this thing fell after it broke that trend line. You could see it did try to come back up, retest, ultimately failed. So you're going to want to, if you see it break that trend line, you're going to want to wait for a retest. If it fails on the retest, then you could open your short position, and you'll know that it's not going to come back until it, reverses. Okay, so that's just a little tip in the future. When you do see a trend break like this, wait for a retest, and if it fails, then you could open your position on a short position or a long position, whichever way you're going. So I just wanted to talk about that for a minute, if you see that in the future. Okay, but right now, it looks like we might be reversing at this key area that was former resistance. Now it looks like it's holding as support here. Okay, so it looks like we might have to contend with $7.40 acting as resistance now, which was our strong support area. That may turn into resistance here. Okay, so let me just put my moving averages on my chart here, see what we're looking like here. And as you can see, we have regained our 8-period moving average and our 21-period moving average on our daily chart. Looks like our 50-day moving average is acting as resistance. We need to clear that, and then we would be set for takeoff here. It looks like we have no restrictions until this 200-day moving average up here at $10.62. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. This 50-day moving average is the only thing holding us back on our daily chart, which is right around our $7.40 resistance. You could see our 50-day moving average is sitting around $7. If we break that, and then we break our $7.40 resistance, you could see we might have a clear run until that 200-day moving average right up there around 1062. Okay, so that would be huge if we could break those two barriers. You could see it's just open road up there for the stock. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's switch over to our weekly chart, see what's going on there. And it looks like our 200-period moving average acted as support. As you could see, it held us up here right along our resistance line on our weekly chart. So that's what held us up as support. And it looks like we might be reversing. You could see on our weekly chart, looks like our 8-period moving average is acting as resistance. We're going to need to clear that also around, it's sitting at $6.61. So first things first, we need to get past that. And then it looks like we do have some more hurdles on our weekly chart. We have our 21-period moving average sitting at $8.07 and $9.68 for our 50-period moving average. So it's not as clear as I thought from looking at the daily chart. So just keep an eye on these moving averages on our weekly chart, because those might act as resistance also. You could see the 21-period moving average in particular follows this downtrend line. This light blue line right here follows my downtrend line on the weekly chart. Okay, so just keep an eye on those. I'll switch back over to the daily chart for one last look. And, everything's looking pretty good for a nice reversal. We'll just keep an eye on these moving averages and these and this resistance line here in the next couple weeks. All right, that's the update. If you guys liked it, make sure you hit that like button. Really helps me out, really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.